21st anniversary, 2019. We're so excited that you could be here with us. I am Stephanie, as many of you may know, and I have the privilege of being our MC today for this very exciting Spotlight panel. I would like to then take a moment to introduce who you've all been waiting for, Mr. Steve Blum. Please come on up.
It's so cool to have music. I wish it was mine.
Could have written you in advance.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. I always wanted to do that too. That'd be kind of cool. That wasn't me, by the way.
We should have had it be.
Yeah, but then they would have had to pay me more, so. They don't like to pay voice actors.
There we go.
This is awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool, and thank you guys for having me. Thanks for letting me come here.
They didn't take much convincing. They're very kind. So, we are here at Odafest in Canada.
I noticed that, yes.
Glad you noticed.
Yeah, this is nice. It's like a full circle for me because I started in anime. And there's not a lot of anime-specific cons that I get to go to because everything in the States is really spread out into all the different media now. And so it's kind of nice to do an anime-specific con. And such a nice place where everybody's so cool. So, yeah. Love you guys.
Aww. You've only been here a day.
I know. Well, I've been to Calgary before a couple times to the bigger con, but it's
that other con.
That other con. Yeah, I don't even know what it's. Yeah. No, but everybody's really nice in this city. I love it here.
That's awesome. So, as per these lovely Spotlight panels, I'll usually start with a couple of questions, and then so y'all know we're going to be taking Q&A as well from the audience, sort of midway point. So I'll just let Uzair give a wave wherever our friend Uzair is. So when it comes to the Q&A portion, look for Uzair, and he will help you out and ask Steve some questions. But for me, I'm going to start with this interview with a little bit of history. So you've been really privileged and lucky in your career to be aligned with so many amazing, iconic anime for one, but also like X-Men and Star Wars and all these amazing things that people could just... That was awesome. I love it. Would just love to be able to jump on with, and particularly, I think we'll start with sort of Bebop, because our anniversary, and also, because we have your fabulous cast members here. We do have a panel tomorrow all about that, so we won't take too much, but in the 90s, dubbing anime was still pretty new, and the mouth flaps and voice acting direction was totally foreign for North American audiences. Would you share with us some of your experiences signing on with Mary Elizabeth and working on that project?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I had been doing anime for a little while, but Bebop was my first leading role, and prior to that I had done a lot of creature work and big, crazy, wacky characters. Coming into Bebop was a whole different thing because I got to use my natural speaking voice. We were just talking about that backstage, actually. And it was daunting for me to have to carry an entire series. I was terrified through most of it, and we really didn't know what we were doing as well as we do now in terms of dubbing and doing it right. But the advantage over Bebop is that we had time, and apparently they had more money. We didn't get it, but they had more money. It was Mary's first directing job too, and we didn't know if anybody was ever going to see the show. But it was so beautiful, and the music was so amazing that we just decided it was our job not to screw it up. So we took our time, and they took a little more time with sync, and we had a little more time to finesse the nuance of it. I learned how to be vulnerable as an actor and as a person in the context of recording that show, just because Spike was something very different for me, especially in the movie, the Cowboy Bebop movie, when Spike actually had to talk about pain and his past in a whole different way. I actually had to deal with my own to make that authentic. And it was scary territory for me to face that in my own life. So it broke through for me in so many personal areas of my life and professional areas of my life. And as some of you might know, Mary, who directed it, she also played the voice of Julia, my love interest in the show. she is now, I am now engaged to her in real life. Yeah, we've been friends for 20 years, and we've worked together on a lot of shows. She directed me on Digimon and Naruto and all kinds of other things. And we've seen each other in the trenches for all these years, and all of a sudden we found ourselves single, and the universe threw us together. So Bebop is the gift that keeps on giving.
That's awesome! Congratulations!
Thank you. Thank you.
We love here.
Yes.
So, had you worked with Mary before Bebop?
No, we met on Bebop.
Oh.
So, yeah, her first directing gig, it was my first leading role, and walking into that room was really intimidating. She was wonderful. She was just one of those directors. She started as an actor, and so her goal was really to make the cast members as comfortable as they could, and to get us as excited about the project as she was, because we didn't know. We go from job to job to job. We don't see the scripts before we walk into the room. They basically will show us a scene once, and then we hear 3 beeps and we start recording, and there is no context. So Mary is one of these wonderful directors who will actually give us a little bit of context just before we do the line, and then we're off and running. But she made it so comfortable in there, to the point where she would give me props. Spike is a smoker, I am not, but Mary was at the time.
Like physical props.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man.